DNA testing is a technology which involves comparing the DNA of one person to the DNA of another one.
For many people, DNA testing is associated with paternity tests. A child was born, but there was no certainty as to who the actual father is. DNA testing is only just becoming a known service in Uganda. Initially, samples were taken to South Africa and beyond. But now you can have your results here in Uganda in less than 10 days. When a client comes to MBN Clinical Laboratories for a DNA test, the first step is a counseling session with a doctor. You just never know how knowing the truth will affect you, especially where a couple is already agitated from the many doubts.
What will happen to the child in case this is not the father? What is he going to do? Which options are out there? By the time they undergo the test, somehow their emotions have cooled down.
And after the counseling, the doctor takes a sample from the client. It does not have to be a blood sample because once you are a complete human being, the DNA from all cells is the same. The sample is then taken to the laboratory where the process begins. If you are planning to have a DNA test, it is not a cheap venture.
It will cost 250,000 Uganda shillings per person involved in the test. So if this is father and child, that will be 500,000.
The sample is received and entered into a database. This data is kept private. The sample that was taken from the client contains cells, but the DNA has to be taken from the cells, and so a solution is mixed with the sample and then placed in a heat block to rupture the cells to release the DNA, and in the process also burn away impurities. Later, the sample that is now purely DNA is mixed with sterile reagents to multiply the number of DNA molecules, and then the last process that brings the results.
The DNA will be injected in here with a high voltage, 15,000 volt. It will be transported through here during the PCR. The DNA fragments are labeled.
These electrical signals should show the relationship between two individuals to whom the samples belong, depending on the similarity in signals. 15 positions are tested in total, and they have to have a 100% match for the test to be positive.
So far we have tested over 100 people as I speak now. They have been very successful.
But DNA testing is not just about paternity. It can be used to diagnose infectious diseases like TB, HIV, and hepatitis B. It is also used to detect human genetic diseases like sickle cells, and even for forensic DNA testing that is at the moment done by the Government Analytical Laboratory. DNA, once a service seen on television, is now fully operational in Uganda, and the demand for it grows by the day. Josephine Karunji, NTV.